Hello and welcome to this e-product tutorial from Nowurlearning eCenter and eSolutions. This is our customized gradebook designed to upload and process exams and tests. Its simple and sleek design will allow users to efficiently compile results while minimizing the time normally allotted to such tasks. We're going to walk you through each and every step, and you would see just how easy this normally difficult task has become. Grading made specific to your needs, grading made easy, and now you're learning. So let's begin. Please go to the URL homepage of kfna.nowurlearning.com. Your institute will be given a username and password. If at any time this needs to be reset or changed, please send us an e-ticket. How do you send an e-ticket? From the login page, underneath where it says enter password, it asks the question, need assistance? Then click here to notify us. So if you click here, you will be redirected to an e-ticket form. Complete this form, hit send, and we'll get back to you at our earliest convenience. So let's close that out and log in. So I'm going to use my admin username and password and log in. And from here, we're redirected to our Gradebook panel with the list of our modules in front of us, as well as in our sidebar menu. So let's go ahead and each one of these steps are in order according to the process. If you forget the process, we have listed all the directions, and this one here where it says steps to grading. As you can see, clicking here or clicking here, you'll get to the same spot. Oops, and I seem to have logged myself out. Let's log back in and click steps. Okay, so this is the steps, or these are the steps to grading. The first one being truncate all records, which basically we're emptying out our database. Next step would be to upload your student list and then begin to upload your Scantron results. Once all the results are completed, you'll want to upload the teacher list, and this teacher list is for the following round, and then we can assign a class and a teacher to those students who have failed and or who were absent. Once all the data is completed, we can view and filter final results, we can view and print overall results, we can print the new teacher list, which is in a more uniformed format, and we can print results by instructor, print the class list, which can be later taped to the doors of each class so students know which classroom to enter into, or that they will be attending for the next round. And we can print attendance sheets for the teachers to have. After all of that, we can then begin downloading this data, saving it for our records to have an Excel as well as a PDF form. So let's begin. So we'll go here to the side menu and we'll click on Truncate. And here we have three buttons to click on. The warning sign is there so that you don't just go around clicking on these unless you're ready to re-enter grades, because once you click this button, all data is deleted from the Microsoft, the MySQL database. And now let's begin. So once our database is cleared out, we want to upload our student list. And we'll click on that. And our student list, which will be saved into an Excel file, we need to save it as a gradebook with the name gradebook.csv. So it's an Excel file, but save it as a CSV file. And it's going to have 12 columns. And all of these 12 columns you have to fill with information. These are the headers, but they do not have to be into the, actually we recommend you leave the headers out of the CSV file so you're not uploading this information into the database. But just so you know, the labels, you have student ID, first name, middle name, last name, company. The next two you'll leave empty, the score and status, because we do not know the score and status of the students prior to the exam. and current round that they're in, the current book they're studying in, the current room, their current teacher, and the testing period that they studied prior to the exam, whether it's a 2-week period or a 3-week period. Let's go ahead and grab those students, and there's our gradebook CSV already saved. Choose it and upload, and all 243 students have been uploaded successfully. So now we have the first results from the Scantron machine, so let's go ahead and upload those. Now the Scantron machine already spits out a CSV file with 3 columns, which are the student ID, student name, and the score. We have to make sure we are saving it with this name so it'll upload successfully into the database. So go ahead and choose that first file that we have and upload. And this class in particular had 12 students and they have been uploaded successfully. Now the next step is to get the printed version of the results off to the officers. So let's go into our menu and go down to where it says Printing Panel. So we'll click there, and where it says Print Class Scores, we'll select the class we just graded, hit go, and now we have something to print out for the officers on this document, which has the logos of the base. Has round 8, which was the current round, the current testing date, the students, obviously their score, their status, the classroom, the current book, current instructor, and the class average overall. So we'll go ahead and hit Control P or Command P and print those out for the officers. And let's go back. So now we have another class being graded. So let's go ahead and upload those Scantron results. And the way you'll want to save each record coming in off the Scantron machine is into their own folder. So each class should have a folder of its own, named accordingly. Here for the example, I just have 2 and 3. But remember to name all the files the same, csv_uploads.csv. So let's go ahead and grab that class, select it, upload. And this one in particular had 11 students uploaded successfully. And let's go ahead and go to our printing panel to get those results off to the officers as quickly as possible. Hit go, and there's our results. Control P, Command P, print, and now we're ready for the next one. Now for this example, I'm only going to show you those. But in real time you'll continue to upload those Scantron results until you finished all the classes. But what I want to do is show you everything at its completed form. So just for this example, I'm going to go back here to Trunket and clear out the database. I'm going to show you what everything looks like once completed. So I will upload the student list. There's my records, and I'm going to come here to Scantron, and instead of doing class by class, I have the whole file already compiled, so I'm going to upload those, and you'll see the number matches the number of students, 243. And now I'm going to upload the new teaching schedule. This Excel file needs to be saved as staff_schedule.csv with 5 columns. Those 5 columns should have the teacher's name, their new room number, book number, new round, and new testing period. Now remember, this schedule is for the round to come. It's not the previous round that we recorded the exam on. This is for the next round after this exam. So let's go ahead and upload those. And those 20 teachers were uploaded. Now let's go to look at our grading results. As you can see, all the records are in and they look good. As you'll see, those who are marked absent because they missed the test, they stay in the same book. Instead of having a new class, it says that they need to take the exam. For those who failed, they also stay in the same book, but for their new class it says needs new class. So this way we can distinguish between those who were absent and those who failed the exam by stating that they either need to take the exam because they're absent or they need a new class because they failed. For those who pass, they move up a book and they stay in the same class but are assigned a new teacher based on that new schedule we just uploaded. So let's go ahead and start editing our schedule. We'll click on this. And here we have 40 students showing. So these 40 students have either failed or were absent. And down below you'll see these are all our classrooms, how many students they have, and which book they are in. So the first one, Alpha 1, has a total of 12 students, and they're in book 22. So now we have this first student. If we go up, he's failed the exam, and his book that he's going to be in is book 15. So we'll go ahead and hit edit, and now we can select a new room for him. So we'll look down here who's doing book 15, and that's Bravo 2. So we'll go ahead and select Bravo 2, and whatever teacher is going to be in that classroom. Offhand I can't remember, so just for this example we're just going to pick somebody, and we'll go ahead and click on edit. And now our record went from 40 to 39. Bravo 2 went from 12 to 13 cadets. And this way we can see once a class hits 15 students or cadets, then we will not we will no longer be able to add any more students to that class. Now let's go to do one other example. I want to show you for those who were absent. So this student was absent. So say I click on him to edit. What I could do is just assign him to a class that I think he might score into, or I can put him into a class temporarily just to complete all the attendance sheets for the coming Sunday. Once he has taken his test, I could always come back in here and edit his score that way. All the orange cells are editable. The ones that are white you can't touch. That way you don't make simple mistakes. So let's go ahead and close that out. Now in live time we would go ahead and complete this until all 40 students are in classes and no more students are showing here. And you can again double check all your classrooms here at the bottom to make sure no class is getting more than 15 students in it. So let's go ahead and go to the next step, which would be reviewing our overall results. There's our number of students that took the test, our passing rate, and here you can see how many passed, how many failed, how many were absent, how many students were in the 90 to 100 percentile, and so forth, and also how many students need to be in our tutoring program, and those are who scored from 66 to 72%, and that count is 66 students. So let's go ahead and we can print that, hit print, and this will give us a nice printable form without all that color. Hit cancel because we don't need it. And now let's go to our printing panel and look at the other things we are able to print. We can print a new class list, and this will show our next round and the testing date. Remember, this new testing date was populated when we uploaded that new teaching schedule. And these are our classrooms, our teachers, our book numbers, and how many students are in each class. Let's go back, and we can print results by instructor. So if we click go here, now I can see that this teacher was in this class, he taught that book, he had those amount of students, this is the amount that passed, failed, absent, how many were tested, and what was the passing rate. And then up top it does have the round that was tested and that testing period. So again, Control P or Command P, and we can print that out. Go ahead and cancel. And again, we have print class scores, which we should have been doing already as each class was being scored, and handing those to the officers, so we don't need to look at that again. Print class lists. Now these are the lists that will be taped to the doors. So let's just pick a class, and we can go ahead and print this out. New round, new testing period, and shows the updated book number and the updated teacher. Again, Control P or Command P, depending on what type of computer you have. And the last one would be print attendance sheets. So each teacher is going to need an attendance sheet. So go ahead and hit go. This is the attendance sheet. Student count, book number, round number, testing period, the key, how to mark each student, each period, each day. And down below it has room for class leaders' initials and teachers' initials. And at the bottom has the teacher's name, their signature, which is required when they turn this sheet in at the end of the week, and the date completed. So at the end of the week they'll write the date in, sign it, and hand this in. Okay, let's go back. And then from there we can go ahead and download these files. So let's click on download into Excel. Now this is going to download all the results that we just compiled. Go ahead and download that. Let's open up so I can show you what it looks like. We want to hit yes. And here's our file. Now obviously it's smart to save this, but what you can do is copy and save it into other sheets. That way you can manipulate any of the data that you would like, or cut out the things you don't want to see. If we do Control T or Command T, that will give us a nice table, and you can choose colors of the table, whatnot, and save it in a nice readable form. And why save it in a table? That way you can sort it, you can filter, makes reading data a lot easier. I'm going to go ahead and close that, and I don't need to save it. Let's go back to our screen, and we can also download all this, download our data into a PDF form. So we'll click on there, and this is our PDF, and this is just, it's not showing all the data, but it's showing the testing data. So it has our students' information, the testing period, their score, their status, the round that they were tested in, the book they were tested in, the classroom they were tested from, and their testing teacher. And this is everybody. And you can, again, Control P and print that out for your records. Again, we'll hit cancel and we'll go back. And that's the end of the tutorial. Again, any issues or any problems, you can go ahead and click on Help Desk and send us an e-ticket with any of your issues. Thank you for watching, and enjoy.